Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Eyes of the Beholder, and for all of you new people here who are just for the Final Stand content, we welcome you as well. Kind of a new video. We hadn't posted in a while, but I really wanted to go over this because I've been playing this game a lot. I've played it a lot over the years since 2017 when it first came out in the original, and then I played a lot of the remastered, and I've really enjoyed the game for the most part. And I feel like there's a lot of potential here, but I feel like we need to talk about this new update, because this update has kind of ruined combat for me. Especially, I'm on console, so that's one of the caveats I think I should talk about. Right now we're in a public server. We're gonna go fight Frieza, which normally I could solo Frieza. We're on my Android, which, you know, everybody complains is like one of the most broken classes, one of the most overpowered, because they don't like how they play. They've nerfed it into the ground. It's almost completely useless. As far as stats goes, by the way, this is a 100% complete melee build, so you can't get your stats any higher than this. I mean, you could, if with like God Key or something like that, you could have probably more melee damage, but I mean, melee damage on this one is like 610, and it just feels lacking. It feels like you're not doing any damage. So one of the first things you're going to notice here is like the mid-game. The neutral game is terrible. The dash attacks don't track. You'll be comboing them, and they just slide out of your combos, or just act like they don't. Like they act like you're not even hitting them. They completely disregard what you're doing, and so it makes getting in and starting the combo tedious. And then right there, the end lag. He's sliding out of my combo. I go to hit the Vital Strike, and when it hits, because now they've added in lag, you can miss, so now you're just completely vulnerable, which is fine in PvP when you're playing somebody else, because they can't just block mid-combo. But the computer, it can block whenever it wants to. It just will start blocking in the middle of your hits, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no timing that you can, adjust to. You have no control over the fights. And so if they start blocking mid-combo, and let's say you've already used, like in my instance, Strong Kick or Dirty Fireworks, well, now those are grayed out until your combo ends, and so you can't use those, and so now you're just sitting around waiting to be punished. It's not fun, and it really just kind of feels like it punishes you for trying to be a good player. And like I said, I could solo all the bosses in this game before this, and I play solo mostly. And when now that you've removed infinite combos for one, you've taken away a lot of people's ability to do that, because the damage sucks. They've got that damage cap on there, and it doesn't matter. Your numbers eventually really don't matter. I mean, even if you were to hop into a fusion, which I have a second account with 3 other characters that also are all pretty much max level, so I can fuse all of my characters. So I could have a character that has 7,000 basically melee damage when you're, I think they have 3,600 in base, and then you go Super Saiyan God or Orange Piccolo, which I have both of those. So you're sitting at like 7 grand in melee damage, and it doesn't feel like it really does anything different. I mean, the increase is minor at best, and it shouldn't be that way, especially if you're going to take away infinite combos, which are the only ways to really make combat feel rewarding. Because the problem was you can't hardly get in to start the combos, especially if you're on console. On PC, I think there is a little bit, I think it's a little bit better from some of the videos I've seen of other people playing. I don't think they have quite as hard a problem. But the neutral game is just clunky, tracking is off, movement feels inconsistent. So when you finally get in and you can actually do something, well, when you're hitting them, they just slide out. And so that's frustrating. So then you have to start this whole chase over again. And then when you kind of start working on, well, then okay, so you get a combo, but there's no damage, so there's like no flow, no payoff, no like rewarding feel to it. Like it's frustrating. And I think that there is just something missing. I feel like we could do better. I feel like this game has so much potential that it could be so much better, but we're just missing some things. So overall, combat right now feels clunky, inconsistently, honestly not fun. So like I said, NPCs, they slide out of your combos, dash attacks, not tracking, random blocking mid-combo, the in-lag punishment for things you can't control, no more infinite combos to stabilize the fight, and damage that just feels weak. It just feels like the entire system is working against you. Like, I really want this game to be good, but right now, combat just isn't. I think some of the things that we could do to possibly fix this would be to, I mean, combat needs a major overhaul. So right now, speed, the speed stat, and it quickens how fast you can melee, and you get one extra punch, for every like 100 points you put in, up to like 600 or something. I think you can cap out at like around 9 or 10 in your M1 combo stream, which is fine. I mean, that's good, but that's not really, because each individual punch does a little bit less damage, and so it, with all the other problems we're talking about, it's not really worth it. So I feel like if we were to add a stamina system to this game, and every 100 points of speed you put in, you gain 1 bar of stamina, up to a maximum of, let's say 10 bars of stamina. So or maybe do it, everyone starts off with 4 bars of stamina, and then every 100 points you put in up to 600, that kind of the cap, I think, where it is on the speed anyways, adds you another bar, so you cap out at 10 bars of stamina. Remove Z Vanish as a move, add it to just an intrinsic thing that when you're being punched by M1s, you can press spacebar on computer, or whatever is the fly button on computer, and then, or A button on the controller, and you Z Vanish behind them. Then it uses 2 bars of that stamina. Whereas if you're getting hit by a key attack, a beam attack, or one of the actual melee moves, then it requires an evasive, and that costs 3 bars of stamina. So then now you have a kind of flow to the combat system as far as like resources that you can manage that, prevents androids from running 3 evasives and just constantly breaking out of all your attacks and just slowly wearing you down. I feel like, because right now they just keep nerfing androids to the point where there's really no point to even playing them. The key attack, I'm about to take it off my bar. There's no point in even me having it now without the heal giving me only 25% of my ki back. I don't need ki with the way that I fight and the way that I do things. That's really not what's important. But it would allow you to give their abilities back to them without them becoming overpowered again, because now then everyone's kind of on that same playing field, and you could have it set up to where like certain forms could either increase your stamina regen or slow your stamina regen depending on how they are. You could have androids have a higher standard stamina regen because of how they're meant to be, and supposed to have infinite stamina, so that their stamina regen's a little bit faster, but it would still be a better balancing than what we're doing right now, which is just completely gutting so many different things. And then on top of that, remove cooldowns on moves, have them tied to ki, let people spam moves. Key moves, they want to spam key moves, let them spam key moves. Those make them interruptible, so that if you hit them, like that right there when I hit Majin Buu, have that be the same way for players. So if you get in close, you stay on top of the key blast build, they're going to have a hard time, and they have to maintain distance and use those key moves. Have the startups be a little bit longer so that they can't just flash fire them out, delay the startup just a little bit, so they have to create distance, have to create space. Have them, when they do knockbacks, be like that's the kind of time where you can hit those big beam moves, because you shouldn't be able to just to fire off a super fast Kamehameha that does a ton of damage. If they can fire off quick, they need to do less damage. If they require a big charge up, they need to do more damage, and they need to adjust those and balance those a little bit better in that way. But like your melee moves, they shouldn't, if you're going to use them and you're going to combo and you're going to get in, you should be able to use those as long as you've got ki. And the people, if they run out of stamina and they get caught, that's on them. That creates a skill gap that you can then use. It also allows you to, in boss fights like this, instead of having to sit here and just slowly whittle down Majin Buu, which this takes so much longer than it normally would, when you can just lock them into that infinite combo. Because right now, certain NPCs, if you do Punisher Drive, they're immediately going to evasive out, Like Frieza, you punished or dropped Frieza, he immediately evasives out. He does like an instant rise and throws his, I can't think of the name of it. It's the big ball. He throws that down on you. Like almost every time, like you can predict it. And that's what he does. So it makes like using some moves against NPCs just not really viable. And it just makes it clunky and slow and not fun. But I feel like if we implement these systems, the stamina system, rework the combat system, make tracking better. When you dash in, you shouldn't dash past them. It should track to where they are and should hit them, unless they are breaking that by doing a vanish, a dodge vanish. Like that should be what breaks the tracking on it, not just them slowly drifting to the left or right or whatever. Like, and then on top of that, when you're hitting them, instead of having it where you can move around while you're getting hit, because like you'll be punching them and you'll watch them, they'll just kind of start sidestepping to the right or left. Like I am having to constantly just be adjusting and moving while comboing to try to keep them in the center of my combo, but they just constantly are sliding. It's like I'm fighting on ice skates, and it's so annoying. When you're hitting them, when they're in their combo, increase the hit stun of the M1 so that like they can't recover and can't move before the next M1 hits. Also, have it pull them to the center of the body when they're comboing them so that they don't slide off. If you have a stamina system where you can, Z-vanish out of it, that really shouldn't be a problem about getting stuck. It will allow you to have the ability to get out, the ability to move, to have some more depth to the combat. Because right now it's who can catch who and just, hopefully run off their combo and get some damage done. In PvP, it actually feels a little bit better. I don't do any of that here today because I'm just doing a quick video, but it's just frustrating because this game has so much potential, and there's been certain flashes and points where they actually had things kind of tuned pretty well. Yeah, there were some things that were out of balance, but at the end of the day, I feel like this game isn't really truly about being balanced necessarily. It's a PvP, PvE game, RPG game. People want to feel strong. They want to feel powerful. If you're a level 50 fighting a level 300, it should feel pretty unfair. They should feel enormously overpowered to you. And right now, I mean, because of the damage nerfs and things like that, like the maximum damage you can deal, it doesn't really feel that way. In the other Final Stand, you can eventually are one-shotting NPCs on Earth. Like you can go around, hit them one time if you're a max melee build. My level 1500, 1600 Android, whatever it is on Final Stand, just a regular, I can go fly around, one-shot every NPC pretty much on Earth, and it's fun in that it makes you feel powerful, and so that it adds that layer to the game. It's like why you're grinding for the game, why you're doing these things, is so that you can have that experience and feel strong. So this is a private server now fighting Frieza. So the lag is a little bit better. It feels a little bit smoother than the last one. I felt like I was just all over the place before, but it still doesn't feel great. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm chasing, tracking, just trying like to get in and get to him, and Frieza is just going ham, like, and like I dash into his beam instead of to him. Like I'm aimed right at him. I can't past him, don't hit him. It's just I literally, okay, I can't get to him. Finally I'm in, okay. Here goes a combo, nice. Alright, and alright, we'll continue it going. I'm out of, and then he just says, we're not going to acknowledge that. And so, I did no damage, really, even though I'm level 305, damage of 610, doing nothing. Just slowly getting whittled down, and there's nothing I can do. So here we go, we're in again, we get a combo off, we're going to See, he's sliding off to the left there. All right, we're back in. So now we're going to Punisher drive, and he's going to, oh, there it is. Out, and there it is. Like, that's, you can count on that every time. What a rewarding combat loop that this is. It just feels terrible. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel fun. So now we've used his evasive, so that's good. But now look, I'm out. There's nothing else I can do. I've done all my moves. I've done everything I can. So now we have to start all over again, chasing him down. And it's just painful. Like, oh, and it locks off all the time. Like, your lock on sucks. Like, so you're constantly having to lock on and off, and it doesn't matter. Like, you just. So, oh, now I'm locked off again. So now I gotta lock back on. And we're back in his combo. So here we go. So we close the distance. Up, he's blocking in the middle of my combo. Sweet. All right, there we go. Hit him. All right, now we're gonna do launcher. Well, he didn't evasive out that time, but usually does. So now and then I only have left his strong attack. But now I have nothing else. I can't break his block. I can't do anything. So now I just have to stand around and wait and get hit. And start the whole process over again. And it's just not fun. It's not entertaining. And there he goes. Yep. He comboed out, but he did a different one that time, which is fine. Whatever. But it's just... we need to fix this. It's not fun. It's not rewarding. I don't enjoy it, and I've enjoyed this game quite a bit up until now. So, guys, if you have any comments, if you've experienced something like this, or if you have some suggestions how we can make it better, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for sticking it out with me, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.